Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to episode 17 of Sithlonia. Well, we're close to hit 1,000 people in this fine city, and we're very close to be a larger city than the people that are oppressing. The people that we are owing our Sithlon tax each year. So, well, the goals for the future are pretty clear. We are going to go now over another little expansion here for the city. As we see here, a new grain farm is in the makings. We have over here in the cutter's quarter a lot of new woodcutters going. We have coal that is being made at the charcoalers. So our city is now kicking itself into full motion industry-wise. We are going to import now only plate, some machinery, and some gemstone. Beyond that, all our money will be saved now to, well, hire some unsavory personalities, I would call it. I'm really looking to get my map gameplay going with mercenaries here, as the city seems to be really well fit to produce quite a decent amount of money. So, at the same time, we're increasing the productivity of existing farms, so it's a big technological and, well, overall step forward. Speaking about technological advances, let's see what we can do here still. We could upgrade the charcoalers even further, but I really don't feel like that is some place where I want to stick my money. We are going to increase that at least once. And let's see, edible crop optimization. Well, yeah, these are all so darned costly, but we're also going to take a level of these. So we have still 2,000 research points left. So, well, what it's going to be. It's either going to be a tavern or the fine dining or the healthcare. So it's a little bit of a difficult decision to me. Healthcare does require items that we don't really have, so I'm going to stick with the fine dining for now. Restaurants will allow us to make the city even a little bit larger still. So we're going to place down our first restaurant in town here in the vicinity of the labs. Let's make that something like this sized. And let's give it a couple of pillars. Big bad cooking station, and let's see how we can fill that up. Here we go. So let's put some tables there. And that's it. So the necessary materials for this building are not a problem at all for us, and I assume we're going to spread a couple of these high-end technological devices all over the town, which will end up in even more happy people. Which is perfectly good, as we really need more happy people these days. Okay. The new farm has been a terrible amount of work, as there were a lot of trees that needed to be derooted before we were able to set up the grain farm. Anybody who has derooted anything in his own garden should know how much of a painstaking work that is, and given the fact that they did this whole thing in less than a year, I'm heavily mighty impressed by the hard work of the Sithlonians. So winter is nigh. What are we working at here? So, the pumps still transporting the water? Not quite. There you go. There is a disruption here. I kind of like expected that to happen, in all honesty. So, still feel like the groundwater needs to be displayed when you start working with pumps. So, there we go. We're going to do this like this. And probably a second one? Yeah, I can't resist. I just cannot resist, forgive me. Okay, so we're going to connect that now with the rest of the system. And it has the option to be expanded up here a lot. So that should do the trick quite decently. It'll lock a handful of workers too, but that ain't much of a big deal. Look at the Sithlonians prepare their new grain farm. Wonderful. At the same time, our Sithlon ore stockpiles are steadily growing. There's really a lot of Sithlon going around here by now, and I figured that the people on the fields back here, I should really give them a well here too. There we go. I mean, there are the canals, but I would imagine that these are not exactly a spot where you want to go bathing in. Ugh. Alright, money-wise, we're not getting anywhere currently. Which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. We cannot really export pottery when we're building up a restaurant. It's pretty clear. Let's put the restaurant on auto-employ and see the service happiness explode. There we go. So that surely means that down here in the mountain, we're going to need that as well. So let's see. I'm really curious to see how the mushroom farms will run when they are running. Once they are running, whatever. Alright. Fresh apartments for the mountain. I really love those mountain apartments, gotta say. They really give me good vibes. And the new grain farm number 5 is in session, or, well, is being worked at. Whatever. 90 people want to join the city of Siflonia, but we're going to pick up the majority of the Dondorian immigrants and, let's say, a 24 of the others, so we come to a similar point as we were before. Okay, so we're definitely going to work on a restaurant for the mountain city as well. Pinky promise. And yeah, stone goes low. This whole stone goes low thing is turning really into a bit of a problem. We don't have a quarry here in Siflonia, so we're just picking up what's the mountains drop-offs, you could call it. But that is not a sustainable operation. We will need taxes, stone taxes from our neighbors. That's what we're going to need, yeah. Anyways, with the new grain farm, I'm pretty sure that at the end of the day, we will be able to get the more things going here. Okay. I'm a little bit unsure what eats up all my denaries right now. I would assume it is the steady re-import of clay. So that's going to be a big delivery, I can already foresee that. So we have a bit of exposure. That means we're going to need another hearth in that vicinity here. I do think that a hearth in the vicinity of the pastures is only fair and square. Alright, so let's check back with the mountain. Yeah, it's painstaking and slow work, but at least it cranks out a bit of stone. I guess that's the best we can say about that. And it is spring. It is time for the Sithalon tax. So, hey Jackster. So 90% of that. 1.28 are 1%. 12.8 are 10%. So we got 90 plus 18 is 108 plus, well, let's say 110. That should be close enough. Sheesh, 106,000 denaries of value in Sithalan. Jeez, these blokes, they don't know how well off they are. So there was somebody freezing to death. I am very, very speechless about that, as I have hearths all over the place. Well, not enough, obviously. So, it's time for the yearly higher employment rate. 60 Dondorians are by now excavating the Sithalan for the overlords of the guild. I'm pretty sure they dislike what's happening here a lot, but we can't change it either, that easily at least. So, finally the woodcutter is being completed. That's also a big step forward for the city. As I think the current coal production should be sufficient? I don't know. Let's see, how much machinery would I need? 37. Yikes. It's more than I can put up. So we're going to copy the charcoaler's workshop a second time because I really want to start exporting coal in a large scale. That's what we're up to. But at the same time, I do see that my food stockpiles are letting me down yet again. So I think it is either time to upgrade the bakeries or set up a fourth one. So, I mean, we did increase the output of grain, so technically we could also increase the output of bread. Oh well, food is such a endless task in this game. Alright, but for now I'll be leaving the odd jobbers finally to the completion of the jobs that I have assigned. I mean, obviously we ain't starving. Another thing that we can definitely do, and that will definitely help our situation here, is 2 levels of spoilage technology yet again. This lowers the amount of decay of food tremendously. As you can see here, this is by now almost a 60% increase of shelf life here. So let's see if this does allow us to get the trick going. And of course, we should also try and get ourselves hospitals going. So hospitals do require opiates, tools, and textiles. A lot of these materials we have, but not all of them. Speaking about textiles. So we're only exporting a minuscule amount of these, but obviously our cotton production is not holding up. So Cephalonia can upscale its industries and all ends in fronts somehow. It is quite amazing. Alright, let's see how the higher shelf life does help the city. If it does, even. Alright, the new mushroom farm, well, let's see. I'm really curious to see how much mushroom they will output here. Because 7 is surely a bit of a low number. Alright. So I really kind of wonder what the Sislonians do this year. But they are kind of busy with whatever. I really don't know. Anyways, we are going to build a couple of extra houses over here. I love these narrow, crooked roads. I would be doing them ever again. These are so cool, and and they create such an atmospheric little little thing here. Love it. Alright, so I really don't know. A couple of people seem to be stuck on the tasks of mountain clearing. And they do return to the woodcutters from time to time. But I think I distracted them with the charcoalers. Ah, well. So, A real big downside that I'm seeing in my current operations, we still don't earn enough wood to get the job done. That's why this woodcutter here is darned important. But I mean, these guys alone are consuming so much wood. It's insane. We can't even afford a second charcoaler's output input, but well, whatever. Okay. But I gotta say, beautiful city so far. We're taking things still slow, and I feel like that's a very good approach for the city so far. Okay. Whoever that fifth homeless person is, and the woodcutter has been stalled once again. Well. So all the grain has been used up once more. It's still 2 days until the harvest. This is now a recurring phenomenon. That's why I'm taking things so slow these days. Because I really am a little bit afraid that we might bounce off balance here if we'd be growing faster, so I don't. We clearly need to upgrade our food productions more than what we've already done. But let's see what the water upgrades here will do in the long run. So it looks like somebody's finally doing a few more swings here. Ah, there we go. I really feel like one of the most pressing matters that this game would need would be a priority system. So, the fish catches are unusually low. Well, there's only good news lately. Okay, so we got here another 16 axes busy. I'm going to complete that charcoaler's building now, but clearly we are unable to fulfill the hunger of this beast as of yet. We will ultimately, though. So we're going to deactivate that workshop for the time being, though, because I don't think it is it has much of a point here. Where's the button to deactivate you? That's it. If I press the lock, I somehow don't expect to have this building deactivated. I expect to have it locked. Anyways, time for the next woodcutter. So we keep expanding this business now, as I figured that woodcutting is gosh darned important for the city. It's probably one of our last real hopes in getting the city's coal economy in swing. As it turns out, coal is a really, really important resource in these realms, so we should totally do something about that. So as we can see here, we're not really getting much out of this. So yeah, 10 workers ain't too bad, ain't too good either, but yeah. I'm really quite happy with the fact that finally we gotten ourselves some woodcutting industry going, you know. So yeah, production rate has plummeted now because of a momentary lack of grain. That should be bouncing up any second again, though. So let's see. That's making me damn nervous, as we don't even have any money to bounce back off. But here, yeah, the bakeries are the issue. And once they are back up with grain, things will be just as we need them. Alright, down here in the mountain, the mushroom farms are taking forever, but, well, let's see. It's only one more day left in that business. And here, the production rate is again positive. That's what I like to see. Okay, now they're harvesting, and please don't tell me that you guys are really only producing 5 mushrooms a year. Nah. So the yearly production of this little joint here is 85 shroomers. Well, alright. That's okay. That's a bit of food that the city can use there, wherever it needs. So, to me it seems as if the clay imports are darned costly. That's what I get the impression of. And we got to stop the imports of machinery and gemstone, as we really don't have the necessary money for that. We're going to keep importing metal and obviously clay as we keep exporting pottery to get ourselves at least some money back. I mean, pottery exports are okay-ish. It could be really better, but, well, it is what it is. I assume to increase our income, we could always fall back to wonderful methods like, what's it called again? Now I lost my train of thought. To increase our food income, we could always add another pasture. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. So, yeah. Speaking about which, I really feel like we should add in some more food income. One big problem of our city is that we're not really capable of making too many different farms. So let's do this like that. And let a Sweetwater canal run alongside of this thing here. So that'll bring us some extra food as well. There we go. Little culvert on the side. And that should give the full Sweetwater bonus. As it is currently, we cannot really employ new people that are not producing food. That is completely out of question. And our refrigeration technologies haven't done anything for us, so that's quite a letdown, but it is what it is. So bakery specialization is not possible without upgrading bakeries further. The big problem here would be machinery. So, there we got it. Cydlonia is held back severely by their overlords. That's what it is, my friends. But I think with the new pasture, we will get bounced back from the food issues, as it should really upgrade our output. And probably, well, we are already at level 2 there, but let's get ourselves another level. I would even go 2 up, but our labs are all fully staffed out, and I would need to build a new lab first before I dare to go there. But I think the increase of meat production should be noticeable pretty soon, and it also increases the output of leather. So I hope we will get with this quite far. Oh, sheesh. The canal's really odd looking. I really hope they can build little bridges over there. So, another year passes by, and another Sithalon tax is to be paid. I'm really, really anxious about the food clock, though. We really do need that extra Entelodon pasture here quite badly. And as soon as the grain intake allows us, I will also go for another bakery. It is a very lengthy and ungrateful process to upgrade these industries. But with the carefulness and the foresight that we are working with, we do avoid at least severe famines and other unpleasantries. We also got a real high amount of deranged people by now. People muttering about screams in the dark. Okay, civil law tax time. So, 90% of 146. It's 1.46 on 1%, 14.6 for 10. So 90 times 14 is 90 plus 36 is 126. Let's give them 130. I think that should roughly make up the things that I forgot there. Boom. So we are a darned lucrative colony for these suckers. That I can tell you. So, we got another little housing crisis. Yeah. The woodcutter's quarter is growing and growing, which is all in itself a really good thing. There we go. So we add in more people's, more living space for the people. All right. Consumption is still lower than production, so I am not really worried here. We have a pretty high amount of grain on the field still, and as you can see here, there's still grain that isn't even stored yet. So probably need to upgrade our haulers soon, as the amount of things that need to be carried through the city are growing in their numbers more and more. Okay. So these days, Stithlonia has no trouble in attracting more people. It is more like a completely different problem. We have real problems in feeding all the people there. So we basically have to say no to new people that want to live here. Which is kind of a shame, but it is what it is. So, I got only 3 workers left. That can only mean that something here has been completed, which also means that our food production rate must go uppity up now. Okay, so we're going to shut off this pump here, as I'm pretty sure that it is not necessary. No! Alright. So, it'll be reactivated then, but only with 4 workers then. Dang it. That's something I didn't expect. Well, the total amount of workers now on the city is not high enough, so we can pick up 20 more. As I think that the pasture here will kick into gear quite quickly. So, Sweetwater bonus. Slowly being applied, as it seems. It's a little bit too much canal for only 1.01. So we're just going to let some time pass by. Alright. Another woodcutter is being finished. And let's see, so we have 50 pieces here. 34 makes 85. Makes 135. Makes 165. So this joint here alone smokes up all the wood that we take out of that forest. This one effing little charcoaler. I really feel like the efficiency of the woodcutters are just not high enough. It's one of the things that where I really chime in with a lot of players who say that woodcutting is not powerful enough as it is yet. I agree. Strongly agree with that sentiment. Okay, so the new pasture is really working on out well for us. And for the very first time since a couple of years, we have 1,000 denarii on our pocket. Wonderful. I'll leave it there. We have upgraded our economy. I'm really happy that we are now at least able to satisfy one charcoaler. I mean, yeah, cool. This doesn't get me to the point where I want it to be. I want it to be at the point where we can just export coal, but as we see it here, we're we're on a demand of 170 per year, and these guys, well, or is it per day? Can't hardly tell. But yeah, they will produce more this year than the previous year. I don't know why. Anyways, I think that's that. So thanks for watching, you all. I am going to continue this wonderful little adventure on the next episode, and I hope you guys are going to chime on in when we are going to continue. And feel free to drop me your comments down below. As usual, I'm very, very happy to hear back from you. And there is also a thumbs up that would be really, really appreciated. And consider subscribing. Check out the description box as well. There's really cool things down there too. And you can find my Discord server, my Twitch channel where I stream on Fridays and Sundays each week. And of course, last but not least, there is also Patreon, PayPal, and Buy Me a Coffee. Check out these links. I'd be really delighted if you did. And there's also my channel membership system, which allows you to pre-browse all the things that I have pre-uploaded. So check it out if you'd be so kind. I'd be more than happy. That all being said, thanks for watching this video up until the very end, and see you all next time.